Welcome back, everybody.
Hey,
Two
hey.
Tamers Talk. Jesse here with my guy Jeff.
What's up?
Another long night.
Oh,
right?
yes, absolutely.
So not our normal Wednesday tournament tonight. Tonight
No.
we did our 6-pack pre-release of BT10 Cross Encounter. That was a marathon, man.
It was
20 people again.
20 people. I love the 6-pack. I know
Yeah.
I know you're not crazy about it, but to me, it's just one of those formats where you get to use cards you're never going to use again.
Yeah.
You know, you get all sorts of cool little, it's like, okay, this is the best of what I got in these 6-packs. I just got to make it work. And then now all of a sudden, you're going to have a fond memory of some random Digimon, like Weddenmon, the yellow level 5.
Yeah.
Oh, that card did a lot of work for me tonight. And
All right. Well, let's preface this by explaining the difference in the two that we do.
Yes,
So our
yes,
shop
yes.
is fortunate enough we have such good participation that we actually get an extra couple sets of pre-release. So we run
Yes.
2 pre-releases. The first pre-release we run, you build your deck out of the entire box, plus
Yeah.
any promo materials that come with the box. So we had a great pre-release. I think we had 16 people for the full box one.
yes. Yes.
And that was on Saturday.
Yep.
And the fun thing that we do is you can draft out of the whole box. You have an hour. So you can get something a lot more consistent or
Yeah, get
true
close to building
the
archetypes.
format, you know? We also allow any of the promo materials that come with it.
Yeah.
So this one was particularly fun because it came with that memorial pack
That
and
was
the
a
ST11
huge difference,
pack.
right?
My guy Jeff over here got a Gaia Force.
I got a Gaia Force.
in
That was
pre-release.
great.
Yeah, it was so cool.
It's like I'm playing pre-release. Somebody had a Gaia Force security. I was like, trust me, like I'm not
It's
cheating,
legal.
man. Like
yeah,
it's
yeah. So I'm more of a fan of the box one. It's more of a premium, like really cool experience.
Great
I just
way to
like to
play.
be able to
yeah,
build, like when you get those level 6s
Yeah.
with a 6-pack, like you can't always flow into those
No,
because
yeah,
they rely
yeah,
on so
yeah.
many cards. But like
Yeah.
the 6-pack was a lot of, or the box was a lot of fun this format because there's all the cross stuff is like in this set.
yeah.
So you can pretty much build cross straight out of the box. But the 6-pack was fun too. I did enjoy myself tonight.
Yes, of course. Of course, the box
Yeah.
is more fun. You know, I'm not going to
Yeah.
deny that, right? You know, I actually ended up doing the Bloom Lord core.
Mm-hmm.
It worked great. I think both nights, tonight and Saturday night, I think was more of I built the deck right, but I didn't play it right.
Yeah.
Which, you know, it's a good place to be because, like, for example, on Saturday, right? Like, I had all the sunflows, I had the red veggies, I had mushrooms, I had palmots, and I would suspend myself and go wide, but then they were all suspended and they all got killed because they just attacked over it.
Right.
I was so excited to do it, you know, and then, like, I mean, obviously great play by my opponent, you know, well-deserved win to all my opponents, but it's just so much fun being able to build those cores and stuff.
Yeah, I think about that deck too is like so many people just stacked
Yeah.
their deck with all the Balukumons they had.
Yeah.
So they were able to swing over all the stuff you suspended with those 2-cost Balukumons. They're
Yep.
5K.
They're 5Ks. I didn't think we
boys,
were going to
yeah.
get any more of those 225, you know, bodies like that, but that's awesome. We got
Yeah.
Bluco.
Yeah, no, super fun. I mean, we'll spill the beans here. We do have profiles of both of the decks that
Yes, we
won
do.
The 6-pack and the box. I'm more of an expert on the box winner. But Jeff did play the winner of tonight's 6-pack.
I did.
I was not fortunate enough to play
Yeah,
against him.
no, it was great. Of course, my opponent, always a blast whenever I play him. I played him in round 2, and I had this play where I had Blastmon on the field, you know, and I was ready to trash
Ooh,
sources.
That card was so good.
So
in
good, and I
pre-release,
pulled
yeah.
2, right? You know, it was like, and I also pulled 2 of the Cannondramons, so those are my 6s with a Minerva, right? And I had the Blastmon on the field, and it was like the turn before that, you know, something like that, where
Let's
I
just
like
throw the deck up.
yeah, throw the deck up.
yeah.
Throw the deck up. There we go.
Yeah.
Perfect. You know, Jamie, put that up. I grand sold his the blue level 6 that right to the bottom of the deck, right? So I thought I was
the
done
Regals
seeing
or
yes.
Regals
Yeah.
Mon or
So I
whatever, yeah.
thought I was done with it, but he top decked it and trashed the sources of the Blastmon, so I couldn't prevent any attacks. Because I had to hard play a short Mon to then digivolve up into the blast, right? Which was, you know, it was a good play at the time, but man, like it was just a blast playing against him. All of our games were close. I did make one mistake, of course, you know, and that's more credit to him, right? Had a Gazimon with retaliation, and I like got too cocky with the Cannondramon and suspended twice to block him, and then he just retaliated into him. So that was a good play on his end, you know. But it was a blast. Looking at this deck list here, we're talking about the 6-pack. what an interesting way, like, to play.
Yeah.
It's kind of one of those, like, for me, right? I literally played every level 3 I got.
Yeah.
It
looks like he did too.
Yeah.
I mean, but it looks like he's got 2 mushrooms
Yeah.
and a Beluku. And so
I didn't get any of those.
Now-
None of those in my 6-packs.
I think one of the biggest stars in this
Yeah.
pre-release was that Tinkermon.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that thing
Yep.
stalled. It made a body, and it just put pressure on. It was so great.
It was such a great card. Yeah,
Because nobody
absolutely.
played very many level 6s because like
Yeah.
so many of the level 6s in this set just don't apply.
Yeah.
Like you're talking about Jessmon, right?
Yeah.
This whole format has one sister in it.
Yep.
So Jessmon doesn't really work.
Yeah, you're not going to build
not gonna build
Jessmon.
Sakuyamon. Like you're not gonna build it unless
Yep.
you pull the plugins, right? So a lot of people don't play the Sakuyamon. There's a lot of level 6s that just aren't very good in this, but like the Achilles put in a lot of work for me.
Yeah.
And I know that Regal was really good. Regalikusman? Yeah, but because that's the one that spawned out from underneath it, right?
Yeah, that was being able to cool. All of a sudden, he's got 3 bodies on board when it swung. Like,
Yeah.
jeez.
And then the kill spells, right?
Yep.
Yeah, that yellow one that I'm not ever going to try and pronounce. It's
That
just gonna be-
ACOS.
Yeah. Like, that put in a lot of work for me in pre-release, but, like, that's the fun thing about pre-release, right? It's like, are you ever going to see that option used? Probably not, unless we get some crazy Pulsemon support. But yeah, no, this was a really fun deck to I mean, I think he just dominated. I think he might have lost 1 or 2 games somewhere.
I mean, he's
in
a
the middle
great
there,
player.
but-
He's a great player. Usually always, and we're glad that you're coming. You know, if you're watching
Yeah.
this, please keep coming. Bring all of your gang, because you got your own little clique
Yeah.
that you start bringing to our locals, and we love it.
Yeah, all great players.
Yeah,
All
exactly.
great
And
players.
we absolutely thrive on that. So
Yeah, that
one,
Pulsemon put in some work too, man. That blocker with 3 or less.
yeah, one thing I'm noticing, he's got 5 eggs. I only pulled 3 in my 6-packs.
I only pulled 2.
So it's like,
had
obviously that's not the only reason he won, right?
Yeah.
Like, but
I had an opponent. I had an opponent that had 0 eggs.
my first guy had 1.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's insane.
it
It's
makes
like,
a big difference. Even
oh my
with
God.
the amended rule where you can put a level 3 down
Yeah.
there, it still doesn't get you that draw.
I do like that rule, but I wonder if we should make like a fake egg, you know, just like a generic like level 2 that's white with no, you know, no effects or whatever.
Or just let you digivolve or draw when you put a level 3 down
Yeah,
there.
with that, how much that would change things, but
Yeah, it seemed like that rule made it halfway fixed.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
it keeps it safe, right? So if you want to keep something in raising.
yep,
But, I mean, once again, 6-pack is literally, it's so luck of the draw.
it is.
But, no, this was a great deck. Congrats to him. Do you want to get into the other deck that won?
I do. Let's talk about this one a little bit. This looks a little familiar.
This looks really familiar. Because it was my deck.
Yeah. Woo! Finally, we are talking about a winner as one of us
Yes.
on the channel. That's what I'm talking about.
I will take it.
Let's see
It's,
this. Let's see this.
So this was out of a whole box.
out of a whole box.
So my goal here was, so I thought I pulled a shit box, right? Or bad box. Sorry. Spoilers. No.
I thought you did too, because you were
Yeah.
sitting right next to me, and
No,
I was
it was
like,
not a great box.
No.
I pulled the Shout King, and I didn't pull any X5s, which I was like, I'm going to build Shout, because I pulled the Shout King, which is, I mean, it's not a great, I mean, it's not used a whole bunch in the
Yeah.
Shout stuff, but it's a great 3-cost level 4 if you have a card to,
yeah, to tuck underneath
to
it.
tuck it. So I was like, I'm going to try and build, I was going to try and build something that was cohesive.
Yeah,
But it ended up just being like that. I just didn't get any of the level 6s that actually did anything useful. I got like all the
Yep.
ones that we just talked about, like the Sakuyamon, the Jessmon. I can't remember. Like I just didn't get any useful level 6s, and so I was just like, I'm skipping the level 6s. And the level 5s I got. I mean, I got a bunch of the level 5s because it was a whole box. But
yeah,
if I didn't see the need to go to 6s, and there's so many of these tamers that just play out champions, that I was just like, let's just do. I don't want to say rookie rush. It's more rookie control, because like the Pulsemons are blockers.
yep,
The Tinkermons slow the game down. The Quetzalcoatl's are really good armor purge. Like
Oh,
that put in
yeah.
a ton of
Great
work and
card.
security
Yep.
for me. Like tons of work. The Ballistamon are blockers.
the
The
Dorula.
Dorumons, the Dorulas, whatever, they kill stuff. I got that 1-cost Monochromon.
Yeah, that's, of
blocker
course, what
as
you pulled out of
as
that.
my ST11. That thing did a ton of work. So, yeah. I mean, and then, of course, I threw in the 4 Mushroomons
You
to
have
rush,
to.
the Belukumons to rush. It just turned into something that was very cohesive for me. The Gamamon put in work. That thing killed some bodies for me. Yeah, I mean,
The Gamamon was nice. It did
I
kill a
went
lot.
2-0, 2-0, 2-0. I won all my games.
That's crazy. I mean,
I did
congrats
get
to
the
you.
first
Well
round
played.
bye. I'll say that for sure because it was 4 rounds. I got the first round.
But that's
bye,
luck of the draw. I mean, we had 17 people
17,
participate.
That's right, not 16.
That's why you had the bye,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
17. Like, you never asked for the bye. I know you. You'd much rather play.
I'd much rather play.
Most of us at the shop, which is great, that we'd rather take the loss because we played and lost than take a free bye. But
yeah, no, I mean, and all my games were super fast. I mean, it was just, I think a lot of people were trying to build into that level 6. I know I played against some Bagger Army. I played against a couple decks that were trying to do something cohesive, but this deck was just too fast. Yeah, and a lot of it too is just those tamers, right? Like the tamers that go on the board and they play a body. Especially the Ballistamon that puts a blocker. Between the Ballistamon and the Pulsemons, I mean, this was like a tempo controlling rush deck.
No, when you first showed me the list as you were putting it together right at the very beginning,
it was zero confidence, by the way.
Yes, of course.
Deck. I was like, this is terrible.
you had that impulse memory boost, and I was like, oh, okay, he's trying to cheat out a bunch of Pulsemons, I guess. And then like I saw your Tamers, and I saw the X Cross, and I even the Shout 4, and I was like, oh, he's trying to build Crossheart, right? Like he's trying to do the whole thing, right? And then seeing what it's become and how it ended up actually playing completely different than what I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, it played really well, just in the fact that like we were playing in pre-release, right? And it was just like I kept swinging with these rookies, and they weren't dying.
they weren't dying.
So I was rushing to an extent, but the stuff that I thought was gonna die, like I would swing with the Mushroomon, and then I'd hit like a Pulsemon, or I'd hit a Shoutmon,
the big 3K body.
All these 2Ks I kept hitting, or 1Ks.
Yep.
And my rookies lived. So I mean, I was really fortunate. I had some great opponents. It just turned out well. Like it just kind of flowed really well. I mean, the Death Cannon. Or is it Death Cannon? What is
Death the Cannon? Because that's the name of his gun.
Gotcha, okay.
But it's still a little awkward.
Clutch one time for me when I had to get rid of a big body.
That's awesome.
I was fortunate enough to have the Quetzalcoatl on the board.
I was going to say only 3 purple sources to trigger it too. That's pretty rad.
Yeah. But the deck drew pretty well.
I mean, you got the stars to draw. You got the Shout to grab pieces. You got... just drawing on the yellow tamer. I forget her name off the top of my head, but I mean, like, you have so many different ways to draw. Of course, you're going to be able to draw the pieces. You're constantly evolving the raising area.
Yeah, it turned out pretty well. And I had 3 memory tamers, which was nice.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that was kind of a big thing because I was able to at least put out pretty much 2 bodies per turn, if not more. And then the Zenjiro, like, he put out those Ballistamons for 2. Like,
yeah, that's pretty sick.
It's pretty easy.
I mean, it's great in Crossheart. Like, why not play it there?
So, yeah, no, it was a lot of fun. I was very fortunate. Finally took home this is the second time that I've played for first
That's
in a pre-release. So this felt good to take home the W, but it was a great tournament all the way around. I think a lot of people had fun.
Well
that's
deserved.
The best part about the box thing too, is like even if you don't win, you're walking away with a box of cards.
Yeah,
like,
you got great pulls. You got a good box stopper.
You get all the good stuff.
All the good stuff,
all the goodies. So overall, man, this was a fun pre-release for sure.
So if you're in our area for BT11, please come check out Wayward City Games. Great place to play. We always do this box. We always do the 6-pack. It's always a blast. We love everybody there. So
now, just a quick little iteration on the 6-pack tonight.
Yes.
What do you think about the 6-pack going to 5 rounds, which is how far we thought we were going to go?
That's a great point. So I feel like a lot of people weren't expecting 5 rounds.
No.
And I wonder if we should just start as a shop, like doing 4. That's something we'll have to start pulling people about. But the 6-pack, I think it's tough when you start at 6. You have an hour to build your deck.
Yes.
And then you're supposed to go into 5 rounds on a Wednesday night.
Yeah.
So it's probably, past people's bedtime if it's, whatever. But...
well, especially in such a limited creativity kind of format where I think we talked about it last time where it's like the box tournament, you're like, what do I put in this deck?
Yep.
And it's like when you only have 6 packs, you're like, what do I leave out?
Yeah, what do you leave out? It's more like, what did you get and what do you not put in?
Yeah.
No, it's tough because I don't want to say anything bad, right? Like, obviously, I'm here to play a game. I love this game.
We're both doing both every time.
Yeah. Like, I have a blast doing it. The 6-pack is such a fun, unique format for me that I always enjoy it. I never regret playing it, right? But, I wonder... I wonder. I think just a lot of people are tired right now. You know, in our area, we got a lot of smoke out because of wildfires. People are having a hard time breathing, some health issues or whatever. So I
just noticed a little bit of fatigue after like round 3.
I do think there was fatigue for sure after round 3. It's tough, man. I mean, I know there was a couple people I was talking to earlier that couldn't have made it if they didn't even if we started at 5.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like less bodies, you know, but more, you know, it's tough. Maybe we should just, you know, do a cap at 4 rounds.
Can we also have a little bitch fest here about Bandai and just say, Bandai, what are you doing with these pre-release cards?
Yep.
Like, they set the standard so high with that Pulsemon.
They did.
It was such a nice
They're the prize
art.
cards, right?
It was foiled. It was an alternate art of a card that everybody wanted a 4 of for all their yellow shenanigans. And we haven't had a good prize card since then.
No, we haven't.
And we keep getting that, like, silvery background that nobody really likes on cards that people don't even use that much.
Well, that silver background, I remember when I was collecting the Japanese cards, right? When I was buying the cards from a guy over in Singapore, sending them overseas, right? That was like a big deal, like that, getting that metal gray winners promo or whatever, when it had that nice shiny silvery. Well, that was before alternate arts. That was before, you know, like any of that stuff.
Before texture.
Before all this nice texture stuff.
Like, make it worthwhile for us to come spend all this time at pre-release
to try to win something. I mean, I know the War Growl is a nice card. I get it, but it's like, I don't know if it's worth. You know, you don't need to like stress over winning if you don't get that card. It's not going to be the end of your world.
Yeah, but people. People try. I mean, we have a lot of try-hard people that really want to win, and I think that Bandai should reward the people that come out. We know they have the ability to make really good alt arts, and there's so many alt arts that they have in Japan that we don't even have a way of getting.
Or even like the Agumon that we got for participating, right? I love the artwork on it. I think it's way better than the normal black Agumon from BT8, but it's not foiled.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like, oh man, like
add a sheen to it for us.
It's like, come on, man, like put a little shine on that, because it's like, of course, I would love to use that in my Black War Gray deck more than the other one, but it's not foiled. Same thing with the Leomon. Remember the Leomon from last set, right?
Or the Andromon.
Yeah, or the Andromon, right? Like yeah, exactly. Like the Leomon has a way better artwork than the EX1 Leomon, but it's not foiled.
Yeah.
You know, and a lot of people like that foil over more than that, but it's like
we're doing the work creating the hype for these pre-release things. At least like do their part. Like you guys have the artwork. Just give us good artwork for these things.
It's that Pulsemon was definitely the peak of their pre-release card.
Nice. It was foiled, alternate art, and it was a really good card.
It was
a card that's still used. Like if you're gonna play Pulsemon,
you still can play that card.
Those cards, and they were like $50-$60. It was like worth it to win a pre-release. So, but that's the end of my griping about pre-release promos. We can definitely get into. Well, I guess we can take this deck down now.
Yeah,
I just like looking at it.
It's such a good deck. You did a great job building it. No, it's great. I took such a completely different approach. So
we've had such a crazy week. This is our second pre-release.
Yes.
Second late night pre-release. The other pre-release went late too.
It did.
But we have also been trying to keep up on all this new BT12 stuff coming out. They're just like rapid fire.
They're just coming out. Yeah.
So it's a good mix too. So it's got a lot of new stuff. And it's got a lot of support for older stuff.
Yeah.
And I guess we're just going to kick it off with the Machine Dramon support because I'm talking right now. And that's my baby. And man, when they dropped this Chaos Dramon X antibody, oh my God. Because I was a little distraught after that last ST11 or BT11 Machine Dramon because I am not a fan of that.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't go with the play style of the current one. But oh my God, this Chaos Dramon X antibody, it is beautiful. It retains all of the skills of every machine and chaos underneath it. So if you have a machine and a chaos underneath it, you can't be DP reduced. You can't be returned to hand or deck. You can't be deleted. You can trash sources to prevent it. Like you can pretty much do everything to avoid everything except for Chaos Deck, right?
It's so funny that this card got revealed, right? So one of the guys at our shop, and if you guys watch our channel a lot, you've seen him in the finals play. But he was literally like, "Oh, you know, Bandai's been doing a great job of like coming up with new Digimon as the card game was revealed, right?" Like I don't remember ever seeing a Chaos Dramon X antibody. And that was literally what the example he mentioned. He's like, oh yeah, they could just make up a Chaos Dramon X antibody. And then we come home and the next day that's revealed. and I was like, man, did he know something I didn't know?
Spoken into
it's
existence.
like, yeah, as we like to say, spoken into existence. Like insane. I'm so glad Bandai is taking this approach. And it's almost going to be exciting, right? Because we have all this X antibody stuff.
Yeah.
Where every set, why not throw in a couple X antibodies?
My favorite part about this too is that it does what Chaos Dramon does. And it lets you tuck multiple of the same cyborgs
good.
or machines underneath, which is beautiful because like the machine Dramon is kind of limited in that fact.
Yeah, you have to have one per name.
One per name to get the memory, right?
Yep.
So this one will let you go like you can double up on things and like especially in this format. The thing I'm excited about, and we'll get into it in my machine Dramon deck profile for this new deck or for this new format. But the Chaos Dramon being able to tuck 2 of the Mega Dramons.
Oh yeah.
Kill 2 Tamers with every swing or little bodies. So good. Like 2 sisters, whatever you want to do,
Yep.
Really good. So Chaos Dramon X Antibody, that's going to be a card of the week for me here in the future, probably 2023.
When we get that card.
Comes out.
Yeah.
It also dropped another option.
Yeah.
And so I'm always on the fence about these options, right? Because there's only so much room in the decks. And it's like we have, like they dropped Hyper Infinity Cannon, which de-digivolves and places a level 5 underneath one of your like there's really situational new option support. But this one, I might try and find room for it. The Super Eradication Attack.
Yeah.
While you have a level 6 Digimon with Machine, play without meeting its color requirements.
Which is good because it's dual color.
2 cost.
Oh, that's right. It is only 2
Super
cost.
cheap. Choose one of your Digimon with Machinist traits or Cyborg. Delete that Digimon and one of your opponent's Digimon with DP or equal. Obviously, that's meant to be used on the Machine Dramon where you prevent your own deletion. You still get the DP deletion, or you still get the deletion on the other side.
That's pretty good.
Super good if you're running like the Metal Greymon that pluses 3k, the Giga Dramon, or the Mega Dramon that gives it plus 2k, You're killing big bodies. So super good. And then it's got the same security effect as the Rush option, or Attack of the Heavy Mobile Digimon. Trash a card, or a cyborg or machine, and then delete one of your opponent's Digimon with the same. So more or less,
that's pretty good.
It's gonna be hard to find room, but I might tech a 1 or 2 over this. It's really good removal. It's got machine in the artwork. I'm a sucker for that. So, anyways, that's my rant about machine support in BT12. Then we move on. We got some really good purple stuff.
We some more dark animals.
Dobers.
Yep. So all sorts of cool archetypes being supported with the purple.
Yeah.
I mean, and we even got this Jet Mervamon.
Armor Purge level 6.
Yeah, it's an Armor Purge level 6, and it's like does some Digicross. It uses a Sparrow. More Bogger's Army. It's like a combination of the Twilight or the Bogger's Army and stuff with the Sparrows. Like just very interesting, exciting routes that we're going to be taking. Like we have a great Minerva loop list coming up soon on the channel.
Yeah.
Our brain prodigy child is carefully working in the laboratory on that, and he's getting super close. Like the list is super good.
He probably already knows what he's going to take out for the Mervamon.
It's like, oh my god, it's insane. So like the fact that we're getting that, and then like keep scrolling because I'm loving what we're seeing.
Oh,
we
got some new yellow stuff. It's borderline exciting yellow stuff.
But after that, we get some good green stuff.
No. Well, yeah. We got green stuff.
We'll talk about black in a second.
Yeah.
Let's talk about green because this brings up a point.
Right? Yeah.
So green is getting a meme deck with the potato control. Or being able to spawn these potatoes. So potato
we get a new
deck.
Yagamon. Yeah.
We get a new Yaga. We get the Potamon. It spawns potas or spawns the level 3. Yeah, and not only that, they're all the vegetation. So they help the Bloom Lord. They help the because we finally got to this point. So Bandai did this wonderful thing where they made green insanely strong. Probably you could argue with the time. Right, where BT3, when Sarasmon came out in Japan, when you could have 4 Argos, 4 HPDs, that it was the arguably just top tier. No one's beating that deck, right? The deck was insanely strong. And so then after the restrictions of Argo and the restrictions of HPD, kind of watching like the decline of green.
I need to interject.
Yes,
though,
please.
Because right after BT3,
yes,
we still had the surge of Nidhogg.
Yes,
So
yes.
that was their
that's
compensation.
true.
They're like, we're going to take
That's true.
HPD, but here's like the best green card that you'll ever have.
So, I mean, yeah, of course, Nidhogg's
Really
good, but
good.
it
Really
didn't beat Lord Knight. You know what I'm saying? Like,
No,
you could
but
take some games. It could, like the meta back then. Like, so green was super, super strong,
Yeah.
and then green kind of took like a nosedive to compensate for how strong they made it.
Yeah.
And then it took a while for green to kind of come back up. Like you could always still play some Digizorb. Mega Gargo was fun. Reflegia was cool. There was always like things to do with green and like some rogue wins here and there, but it was never like I'm a meta player or I need to play green.
It didn't get borderline competitive until Beetlemon, right?
Yeah, and then green hybrids, became super strong. So then Bandai like really helped with the green hybrids, and because green has a very loyal fan base.
Yes.
Like like one of our guys on our channel in our shop, he's a huge green player. My wife's a huge green player. I like green too, especially because I help my wife build a lot. But Bloomlord, like perfect example of just letting green rise back to the top, let it be a competitive deck, give it a chance to at least compete in the meta.
Yeah.
So the fact that we're getting these decks brings me to my point, right? So like, is this a meme deck or is this a more support for the deck, like Bloomlord with the Hydramon? Or is it like its own separate thing? Or, I mean, is this even going to be able to be competitive, right? Because
you also have support for Grandis because you have a new Grand Quagamon too.
You do. And Grandis, that's a great point too. I forgot to completely mention Grandis. Grandis is insanely strong.
Yeah,
so.
yeah, it was placing tops and not top. No, it didn't win any regionals that I know of, but it was in the top 3 a couple times.
It was definitely always there competing.
Yeah.
It was just one of those, like, it's like a high roll deck and stuff. So.
Oh, very much so. It's like either you win in the first like 4 turns or your guy dies in security.
Yeah, I mean, like the thing that never sat right with me with Grandis was the fact that like every list played 8 6s, and I don't like that ratio. So I never had a chance to quite perfect my Grandis list for you guys. I know our channel is relatively new. Towards the end of the BT9 meta, I knew I would have, if we would have started our channel sooner, right? I would have probably got taken the time to build a better Grandis list. But it is what it is. Scroll back up to that black. Let's talk more about black because
we're gonna scroll down to the good black. Those were like the new rookies.
Oh,
and stuff.
Yeah. Forget that.
We're gonna talk about.
Oh, you can't skip that blue. Let's talk about blue.
We'll talk about All Force because, I mean, this is after Esther BT11 when we get the new Rena and all that stuff. Like, they're still giving us stuff, right? We got an All Force X antibody.
God, so cool. That's what I'm saying. Like, there's no reason why Bandai at this point can't just give an X antibody. Like every color, 1 level 3 is an X antibody, 1 level 4 is an X antibody, 5, 6, etc. There is no reason at this point. There are so many Digimon in the Digimon universe. They all could have X antibodies. Give them all cool things to do, or just something like that. Like even if it's never used, like Gazimon X antibody or Solomon X antibody. Those are cool cards, and they can be used, sure, but you don't see them used a lot, So why can't Bandai keep doing this?
I'm just like, the thing I like about the X antibody decks is like they're not universally requiring the option.
Yeah.
It's like the Chaos Demon X antibody. I'm not going to run that option in my deck. It's like the Jessmon X antibody. You really don't run that option in that deck, right?
Yeah.
There's not a lot of room for it. But it's like, I haven't even thought of there being an All Force X antibody. I don't know. Maybe do you run that out? Like, I don't think you you unsuspend so many times. I don't think you do, right?
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, that's probably like a 1 or 2 of in the deck, right? I mean, we're just getting to the point in the game where I was just having this conversation earlier talking about set 1.0 when you play Red Turbo Omni. I swung with an Assault Mon in pre-release today. It's a 10K body, and someone was like, "Oh wow, that's such a huge body." And I was like, yeah, it takes me back to the days when I would tech in 2 Metal Tyrannos thinking I was clever.
Yeah.
Because back then you ran 4 of everything because you only had so few pieces.
Yeah.
Now we're at the point in the game where you don't ever have to play a playset of anything anymore unless, obviously if it's your deck or whatever, right? Like you could run 3s and stuff. You can run 2s and stuff. Like we have so many different things to do.
Yeah.
Why can't you have some fun with some cool X antibodies?
Yeah, there's no reason not to. And it's like, I mean, getting into it now, like the biggest part that I'm excited about in this BT12 is the fact that like they're not only pandering to prior sets. I like it when they split it up, right? Where they're like, here's your Old Force support, here's your Grand Quagamon support. Like,
rewarding the loyal fans.
We're gonna throw you some bones, and we're gonna make sure that those like the Old Force, like we're gonna make those old cards that you still have worth it, right? Because we're gonna give you the next antibody to throw on top of it. But they're also not afraid to be like, here's a bunch of Wisemon stuff.
I know it's great.
Here's a whole new play style.
I definitely would have put money that this was going to be the first white tamer. Was that what's his name, Mercurymon, whatever, the black level 4 hybrid that's introduced in these reveals. Yeah,
I don't know his name, but yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, like Sephirothmon, you know, all that stuff. Like I thought that was.
Hold on, I'll pull his name.
You pull it.
Cicatamon?
Cicatamon. I don't remember what his English name is.
Mercurymon.
Yeah.
Mercurymon.
I was close.
Yeah,
I said Mercury.
That's what we said. Yeah.
No, so like the fact that Black Hybrid's not going to make a format. Okay, I have to know. Does that mean Black Hybrid is going to be the top deck of the set?
I don't know
because Hybrid was, I hear me out, because Hybrids was an insanely strong format, right? Yeah. It's the fact that they're finally giving Black strong, its time. I mean, it's going to be a tough call for sure. But I'm just excited for more Black Hybrids and stuff.
I'm excited for this brand new effect, right? This is one we haven't seen before.
Please talk about this.
So we have an option. I think there's at least 1 or 2 of these Digimon.
Yep.
When you Digivolve and when you use this option, you get to force one of your opponent's Digimon to attack.
Nothing's safe anymore. You can't put bodies out anymore, right?
But my biggest thing is this is going to eliminate the Monochromons, the Dark Tyrannos, all the stuff that obviously you're going to choose these blockers that lose memory. So it's like you're going to gain 2 memory right off the bat because you're going to force these blockers that lose your opponent memory when they attack to attack.
Yep.
Like genius. Like what a cool effect.
Oh, I didn't even think about that. I didn't even think about the idea of making it so that way they lose memory when it attacks.
Yeah.
Wow. No, that's crazy. You're right.
Super cool. I'm very, very excited about this.
I think there's going to be a lot more hiding and raising.
I think so too.
A lot more hiding and raising and playing your Memboosts, playing your Tamers to get set up to make your big plays.
Now that's if this is a popular format. Like we're going to see what the rest of the support for this looks like.
Could be a bad.
And like
day.
I said, like this is a brand new format, so it's like there's not going to be a lot of support for this yet. It's not like there's Wisemon stuff from other sets or anything.
No,
so it's like this might be a meta that has to develop, but this might be the birth of it. You know?
Yeah.
What I mean? Like, super excited about that. And then all the stuff that got announced today, if we're going back to throwbacks, I mean, God, there has to be Greymon support in every freaking set, right?
Yeah.
We got a new dual color Agumon that's like, it's a search that we've already seen.
It's a Digivolve cost a 1. I mean, gross. I hate seeing that.
It's dual color, man. It's dual color, and you get to add a Greymon Omnimon, which is cool. So does that mean that we're going to get an Omnimon this set too?
I think so.
I think we have to get another Omnimon.
I mean, this is the set called Alternative Being, right?
No, this is Time
Was that EX4?
Yeah, that was Alternative Real or whatever it was. That's BT11. This is Time something.
I thought BT11 was like Dimensional Phase or something.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Dimensional Phase.
Yeah, I thought there was a set called Alternative Being.
No, this is
that EX4.
Time Crisis or something.
I have no idea what this Omnimon's going to be. I'm trying to speculate what I think this Omnimon's going to be, and I just have no idea.
Am I finally going to get my DNA from red and blue?
Yes, there is a very loyal fan of ours who is very fond of playing a red-blue deck that could DNA Digivolve. We want it to happen. We want to see those dual color levels.
We want to see the Garuru and the Wargrave.
We want to pretend like we're Ty and Matt, and we are having an Omnimon fighting off against Diaboro.
Yes. So we have another Agumon. I mean, we don't have to get into these cards super deep, but like the Agumon's a good search. You get a
I do like the Wargrave.
We get a new good Wargrave. We get a new good Ty, who's black. We get a new black Ty.
Yep.
I don't know if he's super good. I mean, he's got like an on-play.
We got to see the rest of the deck. We got to see the rest of the cards. I mean, the fact that these are just getting revealed.
He's like kind of a new Nokia.
Yeah, it does feel like a new Nokia, but like a black one, so you can play black options, so you can Digivolve with black hybrids, so you can play, whatever effects trigger based off black tamers, you know. So
now I'm very excited about these new tamers, especially the Davis. The Davis looks really, really cool. It is super good. So your turn, when one of your 2-color blue and green attacks, you can rest it. And then that Digimon can Digivolve into an Imperial Dramon.
New Davis. Oh, that means it's going to be new Imperial Dramon stuff.
Oh, yeah. Imperials,
dang.
I mean, it's
they're
not
really just going to go through and just be like, all right, what's everyone's favorite or what's everyone's protagonist from the set?
But it's like, do we get another Imperial Dramon, or are they actually encouraging you to skip the one that we're about to get in EX3?
Yeah.
And go back to the blue-green.
Go back to the blue-green.
Which I'm sure we got some loyal blue-green Imperial players. But, yeah, super good. We get a new Davis. We got a new Takuya.
yeah, so again, red
So
hybrids.
red
Is hybrids making a comeback?
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah. So a lot of new good cards. Yeah, these are just some more purple ones. Like
More purple.
Yeah, more purple.
Yeah,
Got
we're
a
getting
Gumdramon,
Gumdramon. We're getting
yeah.
a Restordramon. We're getting a whole, like, that was almost a Digimon series, and not like it's. I think it's called the App Monsters, is what it's called. It's like almost not a Digimon series. It's a very weird relationship with Digimon. I feel like for this particular series.
I bow to your Digimon.
So the fact that we're getting this is so cool.
Yeah.
I'm pretty stoked about this.
Well, that gets us caught up on BT12. So that's just a week's worth.
Don't worry, guys. BT10 is just about to start, but we're on BT12, so.
Yeah. But, I mean, there's so many good things. Like, it gives you such a good barometer on, like, what is coming, you know? So, that's where that's at. I mean, we'll have probably another 20 cards to talk about, because I think that Japan gets this on Christmas Eve. I believe that the 24th is when this physically drops in Japan. So, we won't see this probably until March or April, I would imagine. But, okay, enough about BT12. Cards of the week. I went first last time in true Jesse Jeff format. That means it's your turn, right?
Yeah, it is. That is exactly how we did. All right, guys. So my card of the week is the is going to be a surprise. No more layups for me for at least this week. It is the new red level 3 vanilla Don Dokomon.
Yeah, you blew me out of the water.
Yes. So hear me out, guys. Okay. So this is a cross heart in trait. It can digivolve on the yellow Pikmon. So let me tell you why this is my card of the week. Pixmon. You're right. Pixmon. Excuse me, because we were talking about the shop how all the babies just become a sword, just swing a bunch of babies at someone. Anyways, so the reason why this is my card of the week, guys. Okay, so I built Crossheart, and I'm very happy with the list that I've come. For whatever for whatever reason, I spent so much time editing and testing Crossheart, way more time than I thought I was going to spend this set. I thought that was going to be one of those, like, let somebody else figure it out. Yeah. I'm going to play the rogue decks, or I'll play something different. But I'm really liking this deck. And it started because I wanted to know for our box pre-release that we were talking about earlier, is it worth playing if you get enough pieces? Or what pieces do you need to really make the deck function? Right? So I'm not saying Don Doko was the one you needed for pre-release. But, you know, like just in general, if you get enough of the Tamers, Ballistas, Dorulus, whatever, right? So I've been spending a lot of time on Crossheart. Yeah. I have tried many different versions. I've looked at a lot of different lists. You know, at first I tried none of this level 3. I just went with the 4 stars, 4 shout, 4 sparrows.
You had shout kings too.
I tried shout kings. Yeah. I tried the dual color car and tie. I tried the BT1 tie.
A lot of testing.
A lot of testing. Like I said, for whatever reason, I spent way more time testing Crossheart than I ever thought I was going to. And for me, the thing that made the biggest change in this deck was Don Dokomon, excuse me. It just completely changed the way I played the deck. So please watch it on our channel if you're interested. We'll have the deck profile posted here shortly. Yeah. I'm definitely excited to share with you guys. But for me, it was like one of those. I was struggling to get red to play Fireball, or I was struggling to get red when I tried Sunrise, Crimson Blaze, or Hero of the Skies, or Sunrise Buster. So I was just missing red. Yeah. But Dondonko gives me that red when I need it. It's a draw in the raising area while allowing me to save the pieces like the stars or the sparrows or the shout in hand if I need to digicross later. It allows me to, I can actually digivolve on top of the Dondonko with a Ballista or with the Dorulu. And even if I need to digivolve, not that you would, with the Shoutmon times 4. It just does so much work in this deck, guys. Please watch the deck profile when it gets posted. Let me know what you think. I mean, and, you know, he's a 4K body. A lot of times people are swinging with little things, so he kills things in security. He can swing over little guys. It just does so much work. So that's enough about my card. I would love to hear yours.
All right, I'm switching mine up on you. I told you it was going to be one card.
You did.
I just
you can't do a last minute change. My notes aren't ready.
Like it's just firing on all cylinders because I know we're going to post my new Machine Dramon deck list, and so I have to tease it a little bit because
you do.
This card has been on my mind for Machine Dramon and a couple other decks.
Yeah.
For a while, but last format was just the format of like one big stack. So we're taking it back to BT6.
Oh yeah, there we go.
I think you know where I'm going.
I think I do now.
So Howling Memory Boost. That's the card I was
thinking.
Yeah. Howling Memory Boost is is far and away a really good card for this format.
Yes.
It really slows things down. It gives you a chance to tempo. It really does work against Blue Flare. Because a Blue Flare doesn't have a lot more than 2 sources, right? So blue on blue violence, it's really good to lock it down, strip your sources, get rid of that save option, material save. And it does really well against Crossheart. And the fact that you get to preserve a turn, you can lock down some of their level 3s. Or if they went Shout King, you could strip a source, lock it down. There's a lot of fun things you can do with it.
Yeah.
And of course, that memory that you get on the back end of it is really, really helpful too.
It is.
I mean, it's a little bit of a teaser, but it's definitely the newest tech that I've added into my Machine Dramon list. That it's made it from my testing so far, which I've done quite a bit.
Never would have saw this coming.
Yeah. I added some to my Machine Dramon list that already runs blue because I do run the Kaiser Nail and I do run that package. So it was really easy to throw in. But having that extra memory and being able to control your board a little bit better and not just let Cross do whatever it wants, because as everyone knows, that's what you don't want to happen.
Yeah, right.
Because Cross can do so much with so little.
You strip the sources so they can't save them.
Yes.
They can't material save them, right?
Yes. So they do have a lot of draw, but at the same time, it's nice to be able to disrupt their rhythm because it makes them kind of stop and think. It makes a good cross player have to be a better cross player and draw, right?
And you could win 50% of your games just by doing that.
Yes.
Forcing them to make that extra decision they didn't think they were going to have to, or they weren't prepared to.
Right. So that's my card of the week. Short and sweet, but make sure you check out the Machine Dramon list. That's not the only change I made to it, but that is a big one, and it has been so much fun. So moving into kind of our last little segment here, we're done with 2 pre-releases, right?
Done with 2. Done with 2.
Are you sick of seeing pre-release cards yet?
No, give me more.
No, I know.
But yes,
we're trying to go max rarity on some of our decks here. I collect all the pre-release cards, so it's fun to kind of see every set what happens, because I think right now, this being a Wednesday after all the weekend of pre-releases, this is kind of the sweet spot if you want to buy your place, or not your playset, but your one-ofs of everything.
Yeah.
If you're a hardcore collector like me, this is the best time, in my opinion, from my experience with pre-release cards, to buy them all, because the market is flooded right now with pre-release cards and things are super cheap. For the most part, there are the few outliers, like there are every single set, right? So if we're looking at kind of the top hitters right now, obviously, kind of we talked about some of this before, but the Pikmons. Now, the Pikmons have gone up and down quite a bit in the last 24 hours, but it looks like people are buying them out.
Yeah.
So there's only 10 listings as of right now.
They want to start blinging the Crosshearts since they're going to do so much to it,
Because like we talked about, there are no alternate art eggs this format.
Yep.
So if you like any of these eggs, I think Pikmons is probably the only one that's really worth, going a 4 of. With the exception of Tokomon for purple, if you're playing Bagra, that's a good egg. You get the extra draw.
Yeah.
But, it's not Demi-Mera. So
that was my point. Yeah.
I know. But there are some that are up there. But at the same time, this is probably the first pre-release format where I've seen, we're on the front page of TCG right now, and it's literally $1 cards, $5 cards, and we're listed from market high to low.
Yeah.
So if you want to buy your pre-release cards right now, I recommend doing it while the prices are this low.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised on that Shaomon. Seeing, $11 as $11.75, I definitely thought that was going to be just as much as the pick.
Market price right now is 17. So like I said, people are just trying to get rid of them right now.
I guess that's true. Definitely take advantage of the picks. Yep. But, seeing the Palmon as a $20 card, I'm so excited to see the loyal Bloomlord players.
Mm-hmm. Well, because, if you look at the common thing with all those cards, it's uncommon, 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 uncommon.
Yeah,
they're all uncommons because they don't have foiling unless they're pre-released.
And I know that those people that really like having the rare pre-releases, I'm not one of them.
Yeah.
So
they're already foiled.
They're already foiled. I don't need the stamp.
Yeah. But the X4s are also up there at $15, $16.
That's one that I would definitely not be buying.
For that.
But I see why people are. Absolutely.
It's already foiled.
Yeah.
But if that's where you're at, that's where you're at. But like I said, this is a good format. I think I bought all mine, and it didn't cost me an arm and a leg. So I just jumped on it. I know there's a lot of people trying to, like, they saved their pre-release cards for me tonight, and I was like, I'm sorry, I already bought them all.
We appreciate you guys doing that. Please keep doing that.
Because I have the tendency to overtrade for pre-release cards because sometimes
same.
they're really
Absolutely.
expensive. But, I mean, to be honest, I pulled like 2 of the Renamons, which are the high dollar ones.
Yeah,
I pulled
great
some of
pulls.
I pulled some of the more higher dollar ones. So it didn't cost me a whole lot to actually fill out my binders with the pre-release stuff. But overall, not too bad. And then if we're talking about the card you don't want to buy yet, wait till Friday. I guess this video is probably going to come out on Friday, so check your local listings. But we still have a lot of pre-sales on alt arts, and they are climbing.
I don't think the market's quite figured out what they want to do. I mean, we were talking about the Shout King regular art being like a $40 card when we opened our cases, and now it's what, $17?
$9.
$9, yeah.
$9 for the
people realize
Shout.
the card sucks, and I don't like it in my deck. I mean,
Shots
spoiler
fired. Look at
alert.
that. Yeah.
I mean, you know what? Unless there's like some super big brain play that I'm not understanding, I don't like the card.
Yeah, and I don't. Judging from the price of it, I don't.
Artwork's great.
Yeah,
love the artwork.
It looks like the Shout King has been the alt art has been bought out. So right now it's sitting at $47, but there's only 7 listings, and the market price is $15.
Yeah, interesting.
For the alt art. I personally love the alt art. I think it's a great art, but like I said,
our artwork is great. Yeah.
It's all about if the card's played. So
yeah.
Overall, I mean, if we're looking at top dog, you're looking at that Jessamon GX alternate art.
Yeah.
Because I think that is a very highly played card, just as like a 2 of.
Yep.
In both Jessamon and Genku, this format. Overall, all these alt arts I think are pretty high priced. I think the most overpriced card on this list right now is going to be that Omnimon X Antibody alternate art.
I'm so surprised by that.
Right now it's sitting at like $48.
Yeah, that's crazy to me.
That's too high. I mean, I see that going like merciful prices.
Yeah,
Faster
exactly.
than anything, because it's not super used, and it's just so techy, and it's so expensive. I mean, you're talking a 7 cost Evo.
Yeah.
And it only can Digivolve for cheap on a BT1 Omni that nobody uses, and a BT5 Omni that people use just as a finisher.
As a blitz, yeah.
And so, yeah. Overall, guys, I think wait
on the alt arts. Yeah.
I know I'm waiting on ones. Like we did a lot of trading at our shop.
We do a lot of trading
tonight. We did a lot of horse trading, but we don't go by these values. And if someone wants this value out of their cards, I'm like, we'll talk next week.
Yeah.
So, but overall, guys, I think we're gonna wrap this up because we still got some stuff we want to film. But this has been a great pre-release. I had a great time.
It was a blast.
This is the biggest turnout we've had. We had 17 for the box tournament. We had 20 tonight for the 6-pack.
I love the growth.
We're resting. We're gonna have to get our energy together for this EX3 that's supposed to be out in less than 3 weeks.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Got to start getting all these deck profiles done, then start working on the next ones.
Yeah. So pay attention to the channel, guys. We got tons of BT10 deck profiles about to just flood you guys. If there's something specific you want to see, we have someone or we know someone that's built it.
Yes, please. We have a great team.
Let us know, because we have, between the two of us, we have another like 3 or 4 really, really, really good players that also build decks and would love to get on camera and show them off. So we're going to wrap this up.
Yeah.
Any final words?
Nope. Have a good night, guys.
All right. Good night.